From Southern Maryland's weather leader, this is a JB Weather Alert.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Forecaster John Bordash with you live here in Prince Frederick. Just checked into my hotel room. I'm here to give you just a quick nighttime update on what it is we're looking at, really kind of in the 11th hour before the storm, really before we start to see things move in. If you can hear me fine, let me know. I know the lighting isn't the best, and I wish that's something I could fix, and I can also hear myself echo, so maybe that will lead me to talking a little bit slower. But again, if you can hear me, let me know, and we'll do a quick recap. Just got in, just look over some of the latest model data, some of the latest information, and I think for the most part, things are kind of holding steady. So we'll see how we're looking. Let me know if you, oh, there we go. My sister says she can hear me. Hello, Cassidy. So what we're taking a look at right now is live William Richmond Inc. radar, and you can notice a couple things on the radar this evening. You can see where our storm system is beginning to develop around the Nashville area, down into parts of Alabama and Tennessee. You can also see where we have colder air moving in. I got down here just about 9 o'clock this evening, and I wasn't expecting to feel a little bit of a chill to the air. And sure enough, I got out of my car at the Giant in Dunkirk, right off of Route 4, and it was windy, which I expected, but it was also like getting chilly. Right now, what I do want to do is kind of zoom in onto our area, and let's get a zoom in. Let's go ahead and take a look at our latest observations right now. And right now, Leonardtown is sitting at 55. Down towards Scotland, we're sitting at 61. Pax River, 57. But if we zoom in, we can see we're sitting at 50 on over towards DC. Those 40s aren't far away. We're talking 40s now getting into the northwest DC suburbs. And the precip isn't even here yet. The nearest precipitation right now, we can turn the temperature fill off. The nearest precipitation really right now from our storm is in parts of West Virginia. So I do think we are looking good in terms of where we stand with our temperatures and how things look to be moving going forward. Let's take you on over towards our graphics. We continue to be under a winter storm warning. This will take effect at 1 a.m. tonight and will last until 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So we have a good 12-hour time period. We're sectioned off. We're going to be watching for. And this is really focusing south of the DC metro area. Let's go ahead and take a look at Futurecast. This is the it's not the latest run. The latest run is coming in right now, so I'll have that post up later on this evening, and probably about 45 minutes or so. But this is what our Futurecast had. I mean, let's just take this back here. 8 o'clock. We're sitting at 9:39 right now, so let's go ahead and push this forward. And I didn't quite get it. But you can see we're looking right where we should be. We have precip out to the west, and as we let Futurecast play out here, you can see it begins to move snow into the region by the time we head on over towards 3 o'clock in the morning. Northern areas begin to switch on over, and then we see that transition to snow really beginning across parts of our local area. And we see that while we might have some sleet mixed initially, by the time we hit sunrise between 6 and 7 o'clock, we're looking at bands of moderate snow beginning to set up, and it lasts. And you can see those winds are coming out of the north here. So we're going to continue to watch this as we push on forward. When is it going to start across our area? I think we're talking between 2 and 4 in the morning from Waldorf to Dunkirk points north. For much of southern Maryland, it'll probably be starting sometime between 4 and 6 in the morning. And for far southern St. Mary's County, probably between 6 and 8. That's because that's where you're going to be holding on to maybe a prolonged period of sleep. Maybe you get several hours, 3-4 hours of just seeing light to moderate sleet at times. That would have fall as ice pellets, but it wouldn't be like last year's ice storm. We're not talking about an ice glaze. We're talking about ice pellets trying to accumulate. South of Prince Frederick, south of Mechanicsville, we're talking about a longer transition from the snow to sleet. We could be talking about 1 to 2 hours of sitting with sleet before that transition to snow by 6 o'clock. And on up towards the north, we're talking about a quick transition to snow. I've not been too up to date on what is going on with schools. I think Calvert County, for some reason, called a 2-hour delay, and I believe St. Mary's County schools have closed. I could be wrong, and you all would probably know better than me. I've been driving for 3 hours, but nevertheless, I do expect many school districts to close tomorrow. This was my final call forecast. I'm sticking by it, and actually, I think what most of you want to see, let's just zoom on in here into our hyper-local look in southern Maryland. I'm expecting everywhere shaded in white, that would be my 4 to 8 inch zone, and then we kind of break it down a little bit more. I think from Prince Frederick to Mechanicsville to Newburgh, So that's right where the Harry Nice Bridge is in Charles County. We take that on up towards Akakie, on over towards Brandywine, Dunkirk, and Shadyside. That sliver right there in northern Calvert, northern Charles, southern PG, southern Anne Arundel, I think has the best potential to see 6 to 8 inches of snow. You could potentially see a little bit more snow than that in a couple of communities. I don't know if this will be a widespread, like 5 to 10 inch event. I do think 4 to 8 is a good bet, and I think a few communities could definitely score more than 8 inches. South of there, through southern parts of Calvert County, you're still looking at decent snow, 4 to 6 inches from Prince Frederick down towards Solomons. Much of St. Mary's kind of looking up that 4 to 6 inch range. Once you hit, let's say, Leonardtown, or south of Leonardtown, down towards Lexington Park, we're talking a little bit more like a 3 to 5, where you have that prolonged sleet. And then far southern St. Mary's County, it looks like maybe more like a 2 to 3, 2 to 4 inch event. However, if you can get the sleet out a little bit quicker tomorrow morning, you could be looking at 3 to 5, 4 to 6 inches of snow as well. And totals will taper as you head further to the north. So Annapolis, Andrews, sitting at 4 to 7, DC likely 3 to 5 inches. Winds will also be an issue. We can definitely see that we have gusty winds across the area right now. I believe, let me get the latest wind gust check. Let me see if we have any wind reports coming in. Right now, winds are gusting upwards of 15 to 20 miles an hour, and we are expecting those winds to gust upwards of 30 to 45 miles an hour at times across our region, especially our immediate coastal communities, as our low pressure system gets going. So we're talking about high impacts across the region, really focused here in Southern Maryland because of that higher snow total potential, and we could be looking at some roadway impacts. This graphic, I think, really helps to spell it out here for you if you're just looking to get a quick idea of what's going to be happening when and how bad and what can you expect. We look at the rain probably moving in after midnight or so. We see that transition to sleet after about 1 o'clock. And that transition to sleet might last a little bit longer down towards the south before switching to snow around sunrise. We will see the snow pick up the most probably around sunrise. So if you're up with me all night tonight, or if you wake up at 4 o'clock and you look at your window, especially in southern zones, and you're seeing just rain, or you hear sleet outside, I don't think the forecast is a bust. My forecast is including the idea that we don't really get into good snow until sunrise. But we will be looking at areas of heavy snow developing, especially north, in northern parts of Calvert County, parts of Charles County, with clearing happening as we head into the afternoon hours. Temperatures will be falling throughout the overnight period. We're going to be cold tomorrow morning, and those wind gusts are going to be ramping up. That combination of heavy snow, dropping temperatures, and gusty winds will lead to road issues. Initially, roads will be wet. We've been in the 60s the last couple days. Road temperatures are going to be warm. However, once we get into that period of heavy snow, the snow will fall on the roads faster than it can melt away. So that will lead to a quick accumulation, especially on highway shoulders, less traveled areas, looking at that little bit of a slick spot setting up for you. But even if you don't see slick spots, you're still talking heavy snow falling. And even if it's only accumulating on grassy areas, that's going to reduce visibility and gusty winds. So we're talking blowing snow. So those are going to be the two big issues I see for our region as we head through the day tomorrow. What I will do is, and I think Gene saw the 66 inches in Spotsylvania. Yeah, I haven't had time to fix that one. I think it's funny, so I might just keep it because it's iconic. What I do want to do is show you what our future cast, because the latest run is coming in right now. I want to give you an idea of what that's putting down in terms of snow totals. How is it standing up against my forecast? We note that my forecast has been a little lower than some of the other ones you might have seen out there, which is fine by me. So I want to go ahead. I'm going to get you switched on over. And right now I'm only working off of one screen. And normally in the Weather Center I have several screens around me, but in the hotel I only have the one. So I believe that will be Futurecast. You all can see it. And I want to go ahead, bring up our model. Let's go ahead, take us on over towards snow accumulation. And this is starting us off at 11 o'clock. What I actually want to do is take us back towards 10 o'clock. What you'll be able to see is not much going on at 10, which is what we expected. 11 o'clock tonight, not much. Midnight tonight, not much. We're starting to see some accumulation out towards the mountains. and then we start to see snow slowly begin to increase out towards the west. But then as we head towards 4 and 5 o'clock, we begin to see snow a little bit more broad in our region. We see coatings of snow where we see the light white, where you get the darker grays. We're talking 1 to 2 inches. The blues represent 2 inches, 3, 4 inches darker colors. By 6 o'clock, right around sunrise, 7 o'clock, most of our region has now gotten in on snow. So by 7 o'clock, our model says Lexington Park, maybe you have a coating of snow on the ground and on grassy surfaces. Waldorf, you could be looking at upwards of an inch. Dunkirk, maybe up near an inch. Annapolis, looking maybe 1 to 2 inches. But then it's really through the morning hours where we get the majority of our snow accumulation. Washington, by 8 o'clock, could be sitting near 2 inches. Waldorf closing in on 2. Same in Dunkirk. Prince Frederick closing in on 1, where I'm at right now. Lexington Park closing in on an inch as well. As we push towards 9 and 10 o'clock, you can see that blue has now kind of overtaken much of the region. We can see that much of the area now is at that 2-inch minimum to be shaded in blue, and we're starting to get some purples out here, which are indicative of 6-inch amounts. This model says that by right around 10 o'clock, we could be looking at upwards of 6 inches on over towards Waldorf, maybe potentially getting near 4 or 5 on over towards Prince Frederick. 11 o'clock, it brings that 6-inch mark, getting into parts of Charles County, parts of Anne Arundel, PG, Northern Calvert County. That's kind of what we were expecting. And then as you push over towards the lunch hour, this model has near 8 inches in Waldorf. I think that might be a little overdone. This has over 6 inches getting down towards Prince Frederick, even getting down here near St. Leonard. So Lesby, this has you getting close to 5. Leonardtown, hello, getting near 5 inches by lunch hour. Even down south, you're getting up over 2 inches. By 1, again, we're continuing to add on these snow totals. Futurecast has upwards of 9 to 10 inches now, potentially trying to fall just south of the DC Beltway. And if we just take this out to the end of the storm, the general look from the model has 6-inch amounts getting down as far south as Scotland. So there is some hope that maybe you do see more than what I'm forecasting. And our model gets really aggressive. I mean, we're talking the model putting down upwards of 9 inches in Prince Frederick, near 9.5 on over towards Huntingtown, over 10 in Waldorf. Pittsburgh, we're talking on over towards 9.5. Leonardtown, talking 8 inches. Coast, right up on the coastline, maybe you're talking 3 to 5, but once you get a little bit further inland in Lesby, once you get away from the coastline, you're possibly talking upwards of 7 inches. Mechanicsville, maybe getting near 10. So that's what our model has. You see where it places the highest snow totals. Right now, it's taking it from about the DC Beltway down through about Prince Frederick for the heaviest snow. But I mean, generally speaking, you're seeing heavy snow between Baltimore and the southern tip of St. Mary's County, extending on over towards the eastern shore. So I do think we currently sit in a good spot to potentially see, our most significant snowstorm in our region since 2019, and before that, probably 2016. So one of the bigger snow makers we've seen in our local history. So we will watch how this goes on, and I think this is really what we're talking about, a nice 4 to 8 inches, really focused from DC point south as we head into tomorrow. So where does Arundel sit? Millersville, Millersville's a little bit off of this hyper-local forecast. It's a little north of Annapolis, but you'd be sitting in that 3 to 5 inch range just there south of Baltimore. So we're going to continue to keep a look at this. I am getting settled in a little bit. We're getting there. I will continue to keep you updated on all of our social media platforms. My continuous coverage is slated to start around midnight. I might try to get a couple of hours of sleep in those, so maybe we'll push that to like 1 or 2 o'clock. Not much is going to happen between now and when the first drops fall, so we might push that back just a little bit. But yeah, I think we are on tap for a healthy snowfall. I think even if this snowfall forecast busts, which I don't think it will, but if it does, I still think we're talking about a 2 to 4, 3 to 6 inch snowfall. And compared to the last couple of winters, I think any of us would take that. The boom potential here, the upper maximum, the upper echelon of what we could be talking about, some big numbers. Some of our other more global models, our American model, our European model, puts down double-digit snows. Do I think that's likely? Probably not, but I can't totally rule it out either. So we will need to, kind of see what's going on and really nowcast this as we push into tomorrow. But again, I'll be here We'll do some live reports out in the field as we head through the day tomorrow, giving you a live look at how things are going. And then we'll do updates here at the computer as well, looking over the latest information. You can get the most up-to-date forecast at jbweather.net. Go to that PM update that gives you the latest information. All of the graphics I have here are over there. You can analyze them for yourself. You can read out everything I put there. It took a long time to compile. So you can get updates on Facebook, where many of you are. Continue to share the word. Over on Twitter at JB_weather. That's a place you can get more instant updates, and on Instagram at JB Weather. So stay tuned. I'll continue to keep you updated. I'm Forecaster John Bordash. Oh, actually, before I go, I need to show you something. What I got. Give me 1 second. Here we go. I had to stop by the Giant when I got to Dunkirk to get my goldfish. So we are ready to go into storm mode. I saw Aaron's comment and reminded me I needed to show the goldfish. So yes, we are good to go. And for those of you that are new to JB Weather, you know we're in storm mode when I have a big box of goldfish sitting by my side. Is it the most healthy thing? No, but it's what we rock with. But I'm Forecaster John Bordash. Have a nice and safe one. Keep it tuned here to JB Weather. I'll continue to keep you updated. What else are you going to do tomorrow but watch me, Have a nice and safe one. I look forward to seeing y'all soon.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.